Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei and Friends Got the Lupin Gadgets collection from Super Sentai Movie. Before we start, please go support Issei1702 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. The Lupin Collection is a vast collection of powerful and mysterious gadgets that was gathered by the legendary Arsène Lupin throughout his life. Depending on how it is used, said collection has the power to bring humanity to its peak or cause its complete destruction. Each and every one of these artifacts was taken by the clans of the underworld to increase their power, and thus eventually conquer humanity. Meanwhile, in the human world, a group of young demons are recruited by Arsène Lupin's descendants to retrieve the Lupin Collection despite the problems it may cause. Will they manage to recover the Lupin Collection from the hands of the underworld? Chapter 1: Underworld Thieves and Underworld Cops. In a not-so-remote place in the underworld there was a kind of huge casino. It was around the size of the largest castle in the world. It had a golden color due to the lights that emitted around the casino. At the entrances of the casino you could see people, or rather demons, with elegant suits and elegant dresses. The cars were open and driven by drivers. The most striking thing about the casino was a phoenix statue serving as decoration. Inside the casino, demons were chatting and drinking to the point of being intoxicated, sometimes about business and other times about gambling. "Come on, let's make it black," said a demon in a suit as he watched the ball bounce on a roulette wheel. And he wasn't alone, the other demons were watching the game as spectators, and next to play the game, the most striking of the spectators was a blonde man with messy hair. A white button-down shirt with the top open showing almost his chest combined with an unbuttoned red jacket, black pants and matching shoes. He was accompanied by a woman with long purple hair dressed in an outfit that showed her entire chest. It was Razor Phoenix, the second son of the Phoenix family and heir to the Phoenix clan, and his queen Eubelina. The two just looked at the man with a smile. Suddenly a green light lit up from the blonde's chest as well as his eyes. If you looked closely you could see that a green square was formed. In the roulette game you could see the ball bounce, but there was something strange. The ball began to have an emerald green color, and then fell on a green board with a number 0. "Bad luck, sir, it landed on green 0, said the game manager. "I have to give it my all, I'm betting everything," said the demon, before betting the only thing he had left in his chips and money. But the ball fell in the same place, making the man tense up because of it. "Good, now pay what you owe to the casino," Razor said with an arrogant tone. "I don't have any money but," said the demon, trying to convince the blonde, but it was useless. "Then take him out and all his belongings," Razor said in an arrogant tone, and the guards began to take the demon to the entrance of the casino. "Seriously, this power is great," Razor said with a smile as his eyes lit up. "No one can stop me and no one is going to take away my treasure, ha 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 ha," Razor said with laughter, while people just drank until they fell and played until they had nothing left to bet. And suddenly, boom! The sound of glass breaking into pieces was heard. The demons were alarmed in case it was an enemy of the Chaos Brigade. "Who the hell is interrupting my casino?" Razor said angrily. In front of the blonde there were 3 people. The first person had a tuxedo with a bow, a red sweater, a cape that reached his feet, red pants. He had a hat with a red ribbon underneath, red shoes and a red mask that covered his eyes. He had brown hair and honey-colored eyes. The second person had a dark blue trench coat with a button-down shirt underneath, a black hat, black pants and black shoes. Like the first he had a mask, but it was blue. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. The third and last person had a black jacket with a yellow dress that reached her knees, a yellow skirt, measurements that covered her legs, and large yellow sneakers, a small hat on the right side. Like the other two he had a mask, but it was yellow. He had long blonde hair and green eyes. "Who the hell are you guys?" Razor said angrily. "The thieves everyone's talking about," said the brown-haired boy, surprising the blonde. "No, are you guys?" Razor said, alarmed. "Yes, we're going to take your treasure," said the boy as he held a red card in his hand and then threw it at the blonde, cutting his cheek, but flames appeared. "Damn you!" said the blonde, expelling the flames of the phoenix until his clothes burned. "Oh, there's something important there," said the only girl in the group, pointing at her chest. A kind of green light in the shape of a square was visible. "No one but me can have my treasure," the blonde said angrily, and the underworld guards appeared. "It seems we made the Phoenix angry," said the boy with a smile. "Take care of them. Ubaluna, guard behind them," Razor said, ordering. The group of 2 boys were now equipped with large white pistols. The guards along with the purple-haired girl would shoot magical attacks at the group, but they would also shoot at the guards. Time would happen in slow motion. One of the guards would go after the blonde, but she would pass over him. The blonde would dodge the bullets and explosions while attacking. The shots continued everywhere, destroying everything that was in the room. The demons fled to avoid getting in. The blonde boy was shooting everywhere until he hit one of them. The blonde girl was also shooting and dodging. The brunette was doing somersaults non-stop while dodging each shot until he reached Razor's back. "Haha!" the boy laughed, holding a fighter plane figurine with a locking device in his hands. He placed it on the blonde's back and then listened. 207. A male voice was heard, and suddenly the blonde's back began to open as if it were a safe, and inside was a kind of gold and black cube with green circles. "What?" the blonde said in surprise, and the boy would grab it without hesitation. The guards along with the Razor Queen would join together, as well as the group of masked men. "We'll take your piece from the Lupin Collection," the boy said as he held the cube in his hands. "I see, so he used it to manipulate his chances in the games," said the masked blonde. "Do you think you can steal my treasure?" Razor said angrily. "BZZT! We're actually getting it back, for your information," the blonde said to the blonde. "If you mess with the Phoenix family, you'll come out of here in ashes," said the blonde to summon 2 fireballs with the intention of killing the masked men. Without hesitation, he would throw them at the group and cause an explosion. In another place there was a group of 3 young people. The first was a handsome boy with brown hair, green eyes. He was wearing a black jacket with a button-down shirt, black pants and black shoes. The second was a girl with brown hair, blue eyes. She was wearing a brown jacket with a black shirt underneath, black jeans, black socks and black sneakers. The third was a boy with messy brown hair, orange eyes. He was wearing a red shirt with blue pants and black shoes. They were preparing to go to the underworld. "They're attacking the Phoenix Casino. Why would the enemy attack there?" said the girl with a magic circle on her ear. "That's right, what are you planning?" said the younger chestnut. "We don't know, but no matter who it is, we'll finish off the enemy," said the older brunette. Then the girl activated a teleportation magic circle. Back at the casino. Jajajajajaja. All the demons present laughed, but they would stop laughing when they saw the smoke dissipate. Now there were 3 guys with flashy outfits. The first had a red and black outfit with a red cape and a mask. The other 2 had the same outfit, only the second was blue and the third was yellow. "Looks like we'll make it in one piece after all," said the girl in the yellow suit. "However, there's no need to hurry," said the boy in the blue suit. "We'll leave after leaving you with nothing," said the boy in the yellow suit. The group of masked men would go after the demons with the intention of attacking them. Everyone would shoot uncontrollably. The red masked man dodged the attacks without problems by somersaulting until he jumped. He spun around dodging 6 projectiles. Without any problem he would fall to his knees. The masked man would shoot directly in front and behind the guards. You could even see him turning his gun. Without any problem he defeated the guards. The blue masked man was surrounded by the guards, and out of nowhere he sat down, leaving the guards confused. The masked man would shoot at the guards. One of them was about to approach but kicked a table, making the guard fall. The yellow masked woman dodged attacks from the guards. While shooting she saw a table with some plastic forks. "Take this," the masked woman said, and the cutlery sank into her eyes, screaming in pain. Razor just stood there in shock. The blue masked man was shooting at the guards until he shot 2 guards directly from a distance, and they fainted. The yellow masked woman was in cover while dodging the guards. The girl saw 2 bulls to later use them as weapons. She would grab them, hitting them. "Bonk! Bonk! And swoosh!" the blonde said, throwing the tray at a guard from a distance, causing him to faint. The red masked man was kicking in a circle, knocking the guards down with his leg. The boy would shoot the Razor Queen and she would receive the bullets. Now the group would do a somersault while shooting and an explosion would happen. The group of chestnut trees would arrive at the place where the attack was taking place. Relax, we're here, the older brunette said reassuringly to everyone, and suddenly Yubelyuan stood up. The newly arrived group looked at the masked group. These now with their weapons ready would shoot at Razor's Queen with a combined attack, causing an explosion that made the newly arrived group fly a centimeter. The group of chestnut trees would get up to see the masked men. Are you? Said the younger chestnut. Those thieves everyone's talking about, said the brunette girl. We don't give autographs, sorry, the red masked man said mockingly. Don't joke, the older brown-haired man said angrily to the group. This is perfect. Now we can hand them over to the Underworld Council, said the older chestnut-haired boy, summoning blue and white wings. But the masked man with his gun equipped with the figure of the fighter plane would do something. Get ready. Ready, fly, go. A kind of small runway would appear, and from there the fighter plane would fly out. The group of chestnut trees would suddenly grow, and the figure would become the size of a fighter plane. Red. After that, the group of masked men would grab onto the plane, holding on. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Wait, said the older brunette, trying to chase him but would be stopped by the girl. The girl would grab a red card. We have taken the treasure, said the girl, and the boy would grab the card. Despicable Lupirangers, the older chestnut-haired boy shouted to the heavens, throwing the card into the air, thus beginning the rivalry between them. Elsewhere, the group of masked individuals reached a lounge. The group deactivated their weapons and returned when they arrived at the casino. Another good job, well done, said the red-masked man as he took off his mask. Another item from the Lupin Collection taken, said the blue-masked man as he removed his mask. You meant recovered, said the masked woman as she removed her mask. This has to be celebrated, said the brown-haired boy showing his face. The boy was Issei Haidu, known as Lupin Red. Yes, we've taken enough treasures from the Lupin Collection. It's time to celebrate our great effort, said the blonde, showing his face. It was Kiba Yudo, known as Lupin Blue. Yes, we are lucky to have the leftovers from the food we had yesterday and the drinks too, said the blonde girl, showing her face. It was Asia Argento, known as Lupin Yellow. Minutes later, a magic circle would appear in the room, from which the group of chestnut trees from the casino emerged. We couldn't do anything, said the younger chestnut tree. Yes, those thieves stole another treasure from one of the underworld clans, said the sad brown-haired girl. Those thieves stole the treasure of the Phoenix House just as they did with the Bale House, Asmodeus, Amon, Citri, and of course Gremry, said the older brown-haired man furiously. Meanwhile, they saw a certain group in the room with some glasses. They had happy expressions. Kompai, said the three of them, clinking glasses with joy and then drinking. What are you celebrating? The older brunette said with a forced smile. We're celebrating, Issei said happily. Could you tell us what you're celebrating? The brunette said with a forced smile. For our job well done, ha ha ha, more customers came to eat, said Asia, drinking. We broke the sales record, Kiba said happily. Come on, stop those forced smiles and celebrate with us, Issei said with a smile, something that made the two brunettes angry. And no, I don't want to celebrate with a dude like you, said the older brown-haired man. I don't want to be with the one who abandoned us, and you don't do anything but work, the brunette girl said angrily. Don't come closer or I'll burn you to ashes, said the smaller chestnut with a flame in his hand. Issei only calmed down and then made a gun with his hand and pointed it at the younger brown-haired boy. This is a warning. If you activate your magic you will cause a fire, Tsuna-chan, said Issei with a smile, making the boy named Tsuna even angrier, and he just put out the flame. It seems you still hold a grudge against me for leaving the clan, Hana, Issei said to the girl. And you too, Haru, Issei said to the older brunette. And now all that's missing is for Kaido, the presumptuous and stupid dragon, Issei said calmly, making Hana angry. Don't call Kaido that, Issei, remember that he is better than you, said Hana, provoking the brown-haired boy. Yes, in perversion and in bad grades, ha 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 ha, Issei said between laughs, and Kiba and Asia laughed. Damn you, Hana said angrily, and Haru would stop her. Leave it alone, just ignore this useless guy, said Haru, trying to calm the two, and they would go to their rooms. See you, Abs Dragon, or Shiri Dragon in Flame, said Issei, mocking the three, but they would ignore him. Seriously, they never change, Kiba said to the three chestnuts. Why Haru-san, Hana-san and Suna-san? Said Asia sadly. It seems they still hold a grudge against me for leaving the clan, sometimes because I went before I was considered the black sheep of the family, Issei said seriously. I see, said both thieves. And also because I get together with you too, not only Urias, Aquino, Kuroka, Rosswise, Gasper, Lefay, Gabriel, Penamiu and Val are also included in my closest loved ones. My brothers are jealous that I get together with them, said Issei between laughs. Well, that's true, Kiba said nervously. Well, I'll call Kogyo-san to tell them we got another treasure, Asia said, grabbing her cell phone. Do us that favor, please, Issei said, smiling and continuing with the little party. The next day, we can see Core Academy and the students outside their classrooms, while a certain brunette is just looking at his phone while drinking a milkshake. He's watching the video of what happened at the Phoenix Casino, the comments saying threats and insults to the group of thieves. We've become famous, Issei said, smiling. At the back of the room was a boy with brown hair and brown eyes. He was wearing the academy uniform. The boy was watching the Phoenix Casino video with a look of anger and hatred. Those damn Lupirangers, how dare they steal another treasure from the underworld, said the brown-haired boy angrily. He grabbed the soda can, squeezing it, leaving the juice on the ground, and about to throw it. Issei spoke to him. Hey bro, don't throw trash everywhere, Issei said to the brown-haired boy, who just looked at him angrily and then threw it into the trash can, but missed. Useless people like you have no right to give me orders, the boy said angrily. Oh come on Kaido, don't be like that, we're brothers, said Issei, approaching. If you come closer I'll kill you, said the brown-haired man, summoning a red glove. And what are you going to do to me? Give me a breast attack, Issei said mockingly, making him angry. Yes, you will be, Kaido said, but would be stopped by Issei. Though you can't attack me at school, right? Issei said mockingly, and Kaido just made his glove disappear. Yes, I don't want to have problems with Rias, said Kaido. I knew you were smarter, Issei said to his brother. Well, I better go home, said Kaido, leaving the living room. Yes, by the way, I'm going to be late getting home, said Issei. Yes, you, Kiba and Asia got a job at a French restaurant, Kaido said as he left. Adieu, said Issei, saying goodbye to Kaido. At the school exit. We can Issei head to the school exit. At the entrance he saw an elderly man wearing a full tuxedo, white gloves and matching shoes. Behind him was a car from the 20th or 19th centuries. Bonjour, said the old man to Issei. Looting the other halls, Hayate-san? The old man said mockingly. Come on, Kogyo-san, I was just in class, said Issei as he headed towards the exit. Elsewhere. We can see a kind of two-story white house. From the outside it looked like an ordinary house, but inside it was a restaurant called Bistro Jure, a French restaurant. Inside the restaurant the customers were eating. The girl who served it was Asia Argento, the boy who cooked was Kiba Yuto. Wow, that was close, Asia said, grabbing a glass with straws. I'm sorry, Asia said to the customer. In the kitchen, Kiba cooked and then finished, leaving 2 plates of fruit on the bar. French dish for table 2, Kiba said to go back to cooking. Where is Issei-san? He should have come back earlier, Asia said. I'm too busy now, Asia said complainingly. Do you want to change places? Of course, if you know how to cook, said the blonde to the blonde. No thanks, said the blonde on the verge of tears. Kiba-san is bad and Issei-san doesn't help me, said Asia. Those are our rules, after all, said Kiba, placing another plate on the counter. Meanwhile, at the occult club. Ah, how tired, said Hana. Era Hana-san, don't be like that, said Aquino, leaving a cup of tea on the table. And you're always smiling, Aquino-san, Hana said to the black-haired girl. Well, that's how she is, said Haru, sitting on the sofa. After that, a redhead will enter the club. It seems like you're tired, Ria said as she entered the club. Hello, Madam President, said everyone present. Tsunekun, are you okay? Said Kaneko next to him. Yes, thank you, Kaneko-chan, said Tsuna to the white-haired girl. It seems that Asia, Kiba, and Kaido are not here, said Ria, seeing only Akino, Haru, Hana, Kaneko, Tsuna, Zenobia, Rosswise, and Gasper. And I was hoping to make babies with Kaido, said Zenobia. You're still doing that, Rosswise said with a drop of. Well, that's how she is, said Gasper. Well, as you already know, the Phoenix House Casino has been attacked by the group of thieves called the Lupirangers, said Rias, and everyone nodded. If I remember correctly, the Phoenix Casino was a gambling place where you bet not only your money but your life. There have been cases of people being beaten to death, Rosswise said. Well, at least that place won't be open again, and all thanks to the thieves, said Gasper happily, and then Kaido came in with an angry look. Gasper, said Kaido angrily, scaring Gasper. Kaido-senpai, said Gasper, scared. Why do you compliment those despicable thieves? Remember that they stole the treasures of the underworld that they say are dangerous if they fall into the wrong hands. Don't you feel anger towards those thieves? Kaido said angrily, and Haru nodded in response. Yes, senpai, said Gasper in a firm tone. Anyway, where did those thieves come from? Akino said. According to the evidence we have, they are seeking the treasures of the underworld and have been stealing them from the different clans of the underworld. The clans that have attacked and stolen their treasures are the Amon, Asmodeus, Citri, Bale houses, and of course our clan. So, they pose a threat to the underworld, I know it, Haru said in an angry tone. Okay, calm down, said Hana, grabbing her teacup and then placing it in Haru's mouth. Delicious, said Haru, relaxing. I'm not really sure if they're a threat. After all, they've sometimes saved lives from the Chaos Brigade demons. Of course, that doesn't take away from the fact that they've stolen their treasures, Rias said thoughtfully. Elsewhere. Here you go, another treasure from last night, said Issei, handing the cube to Kogyo while having an open book in his hands. That's right, said Kogyo, taking the cube and placing it in the book, showing an image of the cube without color. When placing it, it would begin to get into the book, and out of nowhere the image would have the same color as the cube he had in his hands. The Lupin Collection, then, Arsène Lupin, the super infamous phantom thief from 100 years ago, was silently gathering all these treasures, huh? How many more do we need? Issei said to the butler, and he would close the book. The Lupin Collection contains strange powers. If used in the hands of evildoers, it can lead to devastating effects. Please do not ask more than necessary, Kogyo said to Issei. I guess you don't trust us more than necessary, huh? Said Issei. I'm actually grateful to you. Since the demon stole the collection, my master has locked himself away. He says he can't face his great ancestor, Kogyo said sadly. We're not really worried about any of your faces, Issei said to the butler. Just don't forget you made a promise, Issei said seriously, looking at Kogyo. Of course, you can trust me, Kogyo said without thinking twice. Underworld. In a large room, we see several demons sitting at a large table. There were the clan heirs along with their entourage. You've heard the news that the Phoenix Casino was attacked, said a dark-haired man in a white trench coat. Yes, and the worst part was that they stole his treasure, that useless razor, said a blonde girl with a bit of green undertone. Calm down, I know everyone is upset that another treasure from the underworld has been stolen, said a black-haired woman with glasses. You're not someone to talk to, your treasure was stolen, said a black-haired boy. Neither do you, your treasure was stolen from you too, said the girl with glasses. Calm down, the Mao Lucifer is going to come soon, said a white-haired woman in a maid outfit, and the doors opened, letting out a redhead in a striking outfit. He had a serious look. Mao Lucifer, said the heirs of the underworld, respectfully greeting their leader. Good afternoon, everyone. Do you know why I called you? Said the Mao seriously, and everyone didn't respond. It's been 10 years since I started to rule the underworld. Nothing has ever been lacking in the underworld, but there is something that bothers me, and that is that the treasures of the underworld are stolen by the Lupirangers, said the Mao in an angry tone. So we're going to make a deal that you might like, and it's a Mao title, the redhead said in a serious tone, and all the heirs were surprised by that. The task is simple. Whoever captures or kills the Lupirangers will be entitled to a Mao title. If they are strong enough, I will give it all to them, said the redhead, and all the heirs were excited by that. Meanwhile, in the human world, this is your next target, said Kogir, handing a letter to Issei, and he would open it seeing a photo of a person with a malnourished body, pale skin, short hair with a black beard, dressed in leather armor. I have seen that he possesses a great aptitude for fire at colossal levels. After investigating this man very well, I have come to the conclusion that he possesses a treasure from the Lupin Collection, said the butler, seeing an image of a lighter. Okay, Issei said, and the car would stop in front of the restaurant. We'll take his treasure, and make sure you don't bother anyone else, Issei said to the butler before leaving. I've arrived, said Issei. Finally, I'll have some help, Asia said, relieved. Hey, why are there still customers? Issei said, confusing Asia. We need to close soon. We have a group reservation soon, Issei said to all the customers, confusing Asia even more, and Kiba understood what Issei meant. Sorry, we really have to close soon, for an event very soon, Issei said to the customers. Do we have to go? Said one of the customers, and some left. Wait, what do you mean, Kiba-san? Asia said, watching Kiba do the same thing Issei was doing. What are you talking about? Nobody made reservations, Asia said, but after a minute she realized. If you want, take this for the trouble, said Kiba, handing out candy to the customers. Okay, thanks for coming, Issei said, saying goodbye to the customers and then putting the closing sign at the entrance. Good, said Issei. Seriously, am I the only one who doesn't remember? Asia said. Really? Issei said to show the letter, and Asia formed a smile. It's time for our real work, Issei said to the two. Where's the target? Said Asia, wearing her thief outfit. He's in a forest belonging to the Bale clan. He's hiding along with the treasure from the Lupin Collection. According to Kogir, he's in a distant cave, said Issei, wearing his thief outfit. I see. It's the perfect place to avoid attracting attention, said Kiba, wearing his thief outfit. Maybe we can sneak in quietly, Asia said. And so the group, with their costumes prepared, went to the Bale family forest. Underworld. This will be a piece of cake, Asia said confidently. Okay, go ahead, said Issei to use his hook like the other two and climbed the trees. The group would jump over every tree until they reached the cave where the target was. They would enter stealthily. Kiba would be hidden under some rocks. Asia was hidden under a large rock. Issei was just walking stealthily. After, the group would gather in a large area. Okay, Asia said to run, but would be stopped by Kiba. Wait, said Kiba, and then used a kind of powder. He would throw it into the air, and suddenly hundreds of yellow magic circles would appear. Typical, said Issei with a smile, and then did several somersaults dodging the traps. Kiba would do the same, but every time he did one he would spin. And Asia also did the same, although she did it a little low. 175. The magic circle in front of him would disappear thanks to Kiba's aircraft figure, and they would enter where the target was. Finally, I have the opportunity for Sarog-sama to congratulate me for doing a job well done, said the man proudly. But what will happen if those thieves go after you? Or worse, if Sarog-sama finds out that you took the Bale family's treasure without his permission? A guard said to the man. Yeah, that would be perfect. I'll clean the floor with them, that'll give me credibility, the man said confidently while holding a large blue lighter with red flames in his hands. The group of thieves would hear what the man was saying. Asia would just laugh at that, but Issei and Kiba would shut her up. Suddenly a spider appeared in front of her, scaring her. Kiba would cover her mouth so she wouldn't scream. The guards would fire magical attacks at the rocks, destroying them, and from there the group of thieves appeared. Speaking of thieves, look who showed up, the man said. What was that piece of cake? Kiba said angrily. I'm sorry, Asia said. There's no time to get angry, said Issei, and several guards appeared. We're just getting started, Issei said. I'm going to take your heads and give them to the Mao Lucifer, said the man, and the group of thieves prepared their weapons. Attack, guards of the underworld! The man ordered the guards and they would start shooting and the thieves would start shooting too. Hee, this is my chance, said the man to activate a Gremory family circle. House of the Hyadu. President, someone from the Bale House is contacting you, Akino said to her king. Really? Rias said to hear what he said. Help Gremory clan, the thieves want to steal the Bale family treasure, send someone, said the man asking for help and then hung up. The thieves are trying to rob the Bale family, what should I do? Rias said. President, please let me go, Haru said seriously. Me too, Hana said seriously. Me too, said Sina seriously. Guys, are you sure one of you wants to go? Rias said. Okay, Akino, prepare a teleportation circle, Rias said, ordering Akino. Wait, said a familiar voice, and from a magic circle appeared a silver-haired maid with 2 briefcases in her hands. Giari Wi-Fi, they all said. Search-Sama sent me to deliver this to you, said the maid, placing the briefcases on the table. And this? Rias said, confused. And then she opened it, leaving Rias surprised. Are you sure about this? Rias said in disbelief. Very sure, these are Search-Sama's orders, Grafia said. Back with the thieves. Chaos spread everywhere, multiple gunshots were seen everywhere. Asia dodged and attacked while doing somersaults. Kiba shot at the guards. Issei dodged the shots and shot while doing somersaults along with Kiba and Asia. You guys are pretty tough, said the man, looking at the defeated guards. Do you want some of this? The man said, and flames began to form in his hands and he began to throw them. There it is, Asia said, looking at a green light on her chest. That must be the power of the collection, said Asia, dodging a fire attack. We knew he had the ability to control fire, Kiba said, dodging. Issei dodged each attack without any problem. In his hand he had some red cards. He would throw them and then multiple cards would appear in front of the man, leaving him surprised. But he would burn them, creating a wall of fire. I can't see anything, said the man. From the fire appeared Kiba and Asia, and they would grab his arms, holding him. I got you, Issei said as he approached. You think so? Said the man, and suddenly his muscles began to grow instantly. His skin would turn brown, he would grow a tail, and out of nowhere he transformed into a humanoid dragon. What? Issei said in surprise and dodged a claw attack, breaking his hat. Issei Kiyun/San, both thieves said, and the dragon started hitting them. Kiba, Asia, Issei said. You should know, demons are tough even without the need for the treasures of the underworld, said the dragon. Although I already knew that, said Issei. Well then, will you leave your friends and run away, or will you die along with them? Said the dragon while holding a flame in his hand as he stepped on the 2 thieves. Issei just remained silent and serious, watching the situation, and then a flashback appeared. We all want one thing, said Asia's voice. It's a promise, said Kiba's voice. Issei just lowered his weapon while looking down. We promised even if... Oh, will they die together as best friends? Said the dragon. I guess this game of Phantom Thieves is over, said the dragon, then threw a flame at Issei, but he would just dodge it, and then shoot at the cave ceiling, causing giant rocks to pop out. What? Said the dragon, and he would throw the 2 thieves. You fool, you buried your friends, said the furious dragon. We made a promise, you know. It doesn't matter which of us falls, as long as our dream comes true, Issei said to the dragon. Although they are not so soft to die, said Issei, and from the rubble shots would be heard, and from there Kiba and Asia came out. What? Said the dragon. Safe again, said Asia. We knew you weren't going to try to save us, Asia said. Those are our rules, after all, Kiba said. Now you understand. This is not a game, we are phantom thieves who put their lives in danger, Issei said in a serious tone, and then the group took out aircraft figures. Kaido change. Grid. Blue. Yellow. 010. Masquerades. Kaido change. Suddenly they would start shooting. Lupirangers. A kind of symbol with a V would begin to appear on Issei, and from him appeared a suit with a red cape, a helmet with the shape of the hat that he always wore. The V would begin to appear in front of the two thieves. They wore the same clothing, but Kiba wore a blue suit with a blue cape and Asia wore a yellow suit with a yellow cape. Both wore a helmet with the shape of the hats that they always wore. Click. Lupin red. Click. Lupin blue. Click. Lupin yellow. Kai to Sentai Lupirangers. This is a warning, we're going to take your treasure, Lupin red said to the dragon. On the outskirts of the cave was the dragon being attacked by the Lupirangers. They would shoot the dragon in its entire body. Lupin yellow would shoot the dragon in its entire body. He would attack Lupin yellow with his fire, but she would dodge it in a surprising way. Lupin blue would attack from behind and then jump on him and shoot him in the eye. Lupin red would attack while sliding on the ground. He would kick him in the abdomen. The dragon would try to use his claws, but... Nice try, said Lupin red, having in his hands a sword with a hook under the handle, and he would attack him. The other two thieves would also have the same weapons. The three would begin to attack the dragon. Lupin yellow would dodge a fire attack while Lupin blue gave him several cuts while dodging flames from the dragon. Lupin red would stop the dragon's attacks with his sword, and then the other Lupins would begin to attack him from the back and chest. Note: imagine the fight between the Lupirangers and the monster from the first episode of the series. The Lupins would begin to stick their swords into the dragon's chest and then give a powerful cut. Now the Lupins with their weapons would shoot the dragon, leaving it on the ground. It's time to deliver that treasure, said Lupin red, grabbing the figure from the airship. And oh, said the dragon, and suddenly energy shots would appear, leaving Lupin red confused, and the other Lupins would also look. Stop right there, Haru said, holding a gun. Oh look, said Lupin blue, and the other Lupins looked. The Chargers, said Lupin yellow, impressed. They're using treasures from Lupin's collection, said Lupin red, surprised. Under the orders of the Council of Elders and the Mao Lucifer, said Haru. You thieves, said Sina, holding the same weapon that Haru had. They're going to get captured, Hana said. And in their hands they would have some kind of car figures. Kaitsatsu change. 1 GOU. 2 GU. 3 GOU. Patrangers. Kisatsu change. They would start shooting into the air, and police badges would start to appear and come down surrounding the three chestnuts. The symbol would disappear, revealing a police suit. The first person had a white suit with red stripes and a police hat. The two had the same clothing, only they were different colors. The second was green and the third was pink. Patranger. Patranger 1 go. Patranger 2 go. Patranger 3 go. Kisatsu Sentai Patranger. They both said transformed, making the police salute. Really? Said Lupin red, surprised and confused. Chapter 2, The Promise. Really? Said Lupin red, surprised to see his brothers transform. We'll take them by force, said Haru in the Pattern 1 suit. The newly arrived group would start shooting at the group of thieves. The Lupins would dodge each attack and start shooting at the group of police officers. I never thought the Gremory family would have versus Chargers, said Lupin red, surprised. Pattern 2 would attack Lupin red, but the thief would shoot at a nearby tree, making it fall, but Pattern green would create a flame, burning the tree and hitting him. I feel like my strength has increased, said Pattern 2, confident in his strength without realizing that Lupin red left his sight. True, but the most impressive thing is that they gave them to the strongest members of the Gremory clan, said Lupin blue, surprised. A versus Charger would be pointing his head. The person responsible was Pattern 3. Surrender, thief, said Pattern 3, pointing at Lupin blue, who was raising his hands. Never, said Lupin blue to remove the gun from his head and attack Pattern 3. Now we are in trouble, said Lupin yellow, shooting at the group. Suddenly Pattern 1 would arrive to shoot Lupin yellow, but Lupin red would intervene to shoot the Pattern, but they would dodge him without any problem. Lupin red would shoot again, but not at the father, but at Aya, yelled the man in leather armor as he felt the Lupin red bullet. You won't escape, said Lupin red to approach the man, but a certain Pattern would intervene. Escape now, said Pattern 1, holding Lupin red. Hee, thanks for the help, Gremories, said the man, leaving the place, leaving the two groups fighting. I escaped the Bale Tower, said Lupin Blue while holding Patron 3. It can't be possible, said Lupin Yellow as they fight against Patron 2. What? Said Lupin Red holding Patron 1. The two groups would separate to go with their respective groups while pointing their weapons. Your interference caused the Rook to escape, said Lupin Red. And that, said Patron 1. Now we will take them to the Underworld Council for interrogation, said Patron 1, pointing at the thieves. I'm sorry, but we have nothing to say, said Lupin Red, and then the group activated their V-Charges aircrafts. Ready. Take off. A small landing strip would show 3 models of airplanes. RRR Red. BBB Blue. YYY Yellow. The 3 thieves jumped into their planes and escaped from the group. Adayu. They won't escape this time, said Patron 1, and the group will activate their weapons. On your marks. Keep it up. A small race track appeared in front of the group. Shoot. Some cars appeared and left the track and then grew. The Lupirangers planes would now be flying in the forest. Oh, come on, said Lupin Red in disbelief. Suddenly, an audible alarm on your plane. Roar and roar. 100 shots and 100 hits. Shooting and bursting. Amazing, said Patron 2 excitedly. They won't escape this time, said Patron 1 seriously. So, that's how it will be, huh? Said Lupin Red seriously, and so did the other Lupins. Opening. Now a vehicle combat would begin between the Lupirangers and Patrangers. Patron 1 would chase Lupin Red while Patron 2 would chase Lupin Yellow and Patron 3 would chase Lupin Blue. Patron 1 chased Lupin Red at full speed, then Patron 3 chased Lupin Red, but Lupin Blue would support Lupin Red by shooting at Patron 3 and removing her from the way, but Patron would shoot Lupin Blue from the air. Meanwhile, Patron 3 chased Lupin Yellow. We're tired of you, said Lupin Yellow, and a red screen that said ready appeared. She would flip the screen over to change its color to a green one with the word go on it. The top lock of his plane would move, the back of his plane would move down, and a kind of saw would now appear. The Lupin would use the saw to cut down some trees, and they would fall in front of the Patron. Whoa, no way, said Patron 3 upset, and the red screen with the word ready appeared and he turned it to change to the green screen go. A kind of trigger was moved and then the vehicle changed and the front of the vehicle would move, opening and letting out a large gun. The gun shot at the trees and they broke, leaving the road clear. Meanwhile, Patron 3 was chasing Lupin Blue. You won't escape, he said, to do the same thing that Patron 3 did. The trigger behind the vehicle would begin to move backward, and the front end would begin to shift, releasing a pink slug. It would extend until it reached the height of the aircraft. Oh, Lupin Blue was surprised to be almost shot down. He activated go mode. The lock on top began to move to reveal a minigun on the back of the plane. Lupin shot the Patron 3 and they would start a small fight. Meanwhile, Lupin Red escapes from Patron 1 while he shoots at him. Lupin mines his vehicle, spinning or accelerating. Lupin Red, tired, pressed a button and missiles came out of his aircraft targeting Patron 1. Lupin fired at the Patron until it stopped. See you, said Lupin Red, saying goodbye to Patron 1. No, said Patron 1 seriously, and would move his screen, changing to go. The rear trigger would move back and the front end would move out, letting out 2 more wheels. A counter appeared behind Patron 1, and when it reached 0, his vehicle's stats skyrocketed. He would take off and then accelerate to full speed. A kind of precipice would appear in front of him, and without hesitation he jumped, flying towards the Lupin. He won't escape, said Patron 1, getting out of the car. I am the Hakuryuku. I am Patron 1, Haru Hayadu, he said as he manifested blue wings and flew towards the ship. Really? Said Lupin Red, surprised. The Patron would be a few inches from the ship, but the ship accelerated, leaving the Patron behind. Hey, he said without knowing what just happened. 5. Because Patron was distracted, a boy fell into a tree and fell into a kind of mud puddle. Damn you, thief! Patron 1 shouted angrily and hit the ground. Con los Lupirangers. The Lupins were now in the restaurant. Why does the Gremry clan have VS Chargers? Issei said, confused. We don't know, but the strangest thing is that they had other pieces in the collection that we didn't even know about, Kiba said. Yes, it is strange, but don't you think it's strange that they converted with the same equipment we use, that makes us part of their team? Asia said. Don't be kidding, Issei said, pinching Asia's cheeks. We'll have to find the Bale Tower before those morons take the piece and return it to the Bale clan, Issei said, and Kiba nodded. Well, that's true, said Asia a little sadly. Anyway, we have to look for the Bale Tower. I don't have any more information about Kogir. It seems I'll have to call them, Asia call them, said Issei, surprising Asia. Are you sure, Issei-san? Last time, she was interrupted by Issei. Just do it, Issei said seriously to leave. Wait, are you going to leave me in charge of the restaurant alone? Asia said, but Issei didn't respond. In the underworld. The underworld guards were surrounding the Bale family's house in case the Lupirangers appeared again. Outside the mansion was the Gremry clan. The Lupins once again infiltrated the Bale family's territory and tried to steal the treasure. What a surprise that Haru and the others intervened, but now where is the Bale Tower? Said Rias, watching Haru talking to Serorg. Thank you for coming and trying to recover my family's treasure, said Serorg, thanking Haru. You're welcome, it's my job, Bale-san, Haru said to Serorg. If you'll excuse me, I'll leave, Haru said as he left. Serorg would approach Rias to talk to her. It seems he still holds a grudge against me, Serorg said to Rias. Yes, they will never forget that day, Rias said sadly, remembering that day she won the hatred of the Patrangers. Elsewhere, we can see Kiba looking seriously at a wedding dress shop. With Asia, the blonde saw a square with food stalls, clothing stores, arcades, etc. The blonde looked at the square with a sad look. With Issei, the brown-haired boy was looking at an alley. Promise, huh? Issei said seriously, looking at the alley. Flashback. A year ago. In the alley where Issei was, and Issei wearing the Qua Academy uniform could be seen, he was walking with an angry look. Wait a minute, Issei, said a brown-haired girl with pigtails who was wearing the Qua Academy uniform. Let me go, Issei said, moving away from the girl. It's not what you think. Kaido forced me to kiss him and abused me, said the girl, trying to reason with Issei. Issei dash. She couldn't finish because Issei interrupted her. Get away, Issei said, pushing the girl, causing a box with red petals to fall. The brown-haired boy would leave the alley, leaving the girl behind. Suddenly, a girl with light blue hair who had a scent in her hand would pass by him. H, screamed the girl from the alley. Murayama? Issei said, confused. When he went, he saw that the petals were everywhere, and what he saw shocked him. It was Murayama, who was inside a block of ice, giving him to understand that she was frozen. When she touched the ice, it broke into pieces. Nothing remained of the girl, only ice and petals. Murayama, Issei said with a low voice, not realizing that tears were running down his cheeks. Aewewa, Issei screamed as he lost her. Elsewhere, you could see people trapped in blocks of ice. The only one who wasn't frozen was Kiba. What happened? Kiba said, looking around. He saw someone he knew. Tsubaki, Issei said upon seeing the girl. Suddenly the ice would start to break. Tsubaki, Kiba shouted as he watched her freeze to death. Elsewhere, Asia could be seen lying on the ground watching a frozen girl with pigtails, and around her were more frozen people. Aika? Asia said, looking at her friend when all the ice began to break into pieces. Without realizing it, he fell to his knees and saw the same blue-haired girl that Issei saw. Ayasi's son. The brown-haired boy was on his knees with a blank stare. Suddenly a light appeared behind him. It seems the demons are starting to act, said a voice behind Issei. It was Kogir. So, if you know something, tell me, Issei said to the butler. There is a way to make your wish come true, Kogir said to Issei. Kogir would pull out of his jacket a VS Chargers along with the figure of a red fighter plane. The Lupin Collection? Kiba said to Kogyo while showing him a VS Chargers with the figure of a blue airplane. If you recover all the pieces, my employer, a descendant of Arsène Lupin, will grant you a wish. Kogyo said to change to a scene of Kogyo showing a VS Charger along with a yellow-colored plane to Asia. Using the power of the collection, any wish can come true. Kogyo said to Asia to change one of Issei's. Even attracting someone who was thought to be lost. The butler said to Issei. Elsewhere I could see the 3 demons in the restaurant, but it was different. There were blankets covering the place. We're in this together, Asia said, grabbing the VS Charger. Even if one of us falls, as long as our wish comes true, nothing matters, said Kiba, grabbing the VS Charger, and Issei would do the same. We 3 devils who were expelled from their clans, one was kicked out for being useless, one for a crime he didn't commit, and one who did it of his own free will. We will recover Lupin's collection, and we will be able to see our loved ones again, said Issei seriously, and the 3 of them gathered their weapons. It's a promise, Issei said seriously. Findel flashback. Issei, remembering that, could only give a serious look. You knew you were more handsome when you were serious, Naya, said a female voice behind him. He saw behind him a girl with black hair and cat ears. She was wearing a black kimono, yellow eyes similar to those of a cat. Hey, you're nothing without us, huh, Hayadu? Said a dark-skinned girl. She was wearing glasses, her hair was tied up, and she was wearing a purple outfit that showed off her chest. Kuroka-chan and Kateria-chan finally arrived, said Issei, looking at the girls. Ha ha ha, we're here, Issei. Naya, you called us because you want information about the Bale Tower, right? Kuroka said to Issei. Yes, that's why I called you, Issei said seriously. You're pretty serious, don't you think, Hayada? Kateria said to Issei. Do you think so? Said Issei, still serious, approaching the 2 girls. With Kiba. The blonde was sitting on a bench as if he were expecting someone. Here I am, master, said a girl with black hair tied to a pink bow. She was wearing a red uniform with a yellow bow and a black skirt, black stockings, and black sneakers. Himari, if you're here, it means that Issei called you, Kuroka, and Kateria, right? Said Kiba, looking at the girl. That's right, said Himari. I see, sit down and give me the information you know, said Kiba, and the girl nodded. I see, the Bale Tower has not yet returned to the Bale clan, but the strangest thing is that the piece that is connected to its soul is not transmitting the aura of the Bale clan, said Issei, processing the information from Kuroka and Kateria. Yes, but the strangest thing is this, Kateria said, showing a photo of the man talking to someone. He's talking to someone. Could it be someone he knows? Issei said, analyzing the photo. According to sources, he wasn't an acquaintance of yours, but rather someone who trains for the Cow's Bridage, Naya, said Kuroka, surprising Issei. How? Issei said in surprise. That's right, this person in the photo is a member of the Cow's Bridage, Naya, said Kuroka. Surprising, Kateria, do you know who that person is? Issei said to the original descendant of Leviathan. If I remember correctly, I think that person works as an undercover agent for Rizavim. I don't remember his name, but it started with Ma, Kateria said to Issei. With Kiba. I see, it seems someone is trying to convince the tower to join the Cow's Bridage, said Kiba. Yes, after that the target left, as did the Cow's member. I tried to follow the member, but he left in a teleportation circle. Afterwards I followed the target. I saw that he had the tower piece in his hands and he threw it without hesitation. I followed him to his hiding place and planned his plan, Himari explained to Kiba. I see, it seems the person who spoke must have the power to extract the evil pieces. And what is his plan? Said Kiba. Well. What, are you going to attack Lilith Plaza? Issei said in surprise. Yes, according to Himari it's to show that mysterious person. I don't know why, maybe to delay him if I can or something like that, said Kateria. I see, well now we know where he will be now, thanks for the information Kuroka-chan and Kateria-chan, said Issei, smiling, and would leave the alley, but the Nikomata would stop him. Wait, Issei. Naya, where do you think you're going? Kuroka said to Issei. I'm going to call my friends to go to the underworld, Issei said, a little nervous. You're not going to leave until you pay us, said Kateria. I see, Issei said more nervously. We don't want money as payment, otherwise, Kuroka said, whispering into Issei's ear while touching his butt. Pay us with your body, Naya, Issei said in Issei's ear, blushing him. It's true, this is the 9th time you pay us with money and food from the former night. We want a night of passion with you, Kateria said in Issei's ear while seducing Issei. Well, I think this time it's a no for an answer, right? Issei said, blushing. Of course, Naya, said Kuroka. You better do it, so pay your ass, Kateria said to Issei. Okay, I swear, come to the restaurant at night, and we'll do it together, Issei said, sighing and blushing. Okay, Naya, said Kuroka to get away from Issei. I hope you comply, said Kateria to separate from Issei. Well, see you Issei, Naya/Hayadu, said the two girls to leave the alley. This is the second time I do it with Kuroka and the first time I do it with Kateria. It will be a threesome, said Issei, sighing. I'd better call the others, Issei said to call Kiba and Asia. I wonder how Kiba is doing, Issei said. With Kiba. Excuse me, master, I'm going to go, said Himari to leave the place. I'm lucky I don't pay with my body, said Kiba, and then his cell phone rang. Yes, said Kiba, answering. In the underworld. The entire Lilith Plaza looked very peaceful. The demons strolled happily through the streets, when suddenly 5. An explosion would be heard, causing the demons to scream and run and become agitated. Out of nowhere a brown-colored dragon appeared, and it was throwing flames everywhere. Come on, suffer, said the happy dragon. He was happy to burn the plaza without realizing that he had let out his aura. That aura made the members of the Gremry clan go to the underworld. There's a dragon burning Lilith Plaza. It seems it's the Bale clan tower, Ria said, watching from a magic circle. What? Said all the members of the Gremry clan. Back to the underworld. The dragon was enjoying burning the square, but his fun would be interrupted when he felt shots from his back. We meet again, Bale Tower, said Issei in his thief outfit. This time you won't escape, said Kiba. Let's do it before the Gremry clan shows up, Asia said. You guys again, the tower said to the group. We told you before, no, we will take your treasure, said Issei seriously. Kaitu change. Red. Blue. Yellow. 010. Masquerade. Kaitu change. Lupirangers. Click. Lupin red. Click. Lupin blue. Click. Lupin yellow. Kaido Sentai Lupiranger. The already transformed Lupins would shoot at the dragon. The enemy would not stay still. They would shoot and call the Lupins, but the thieves would destroy every flare it gave. Take this, said the dragon, creating a wall of fire in front of the Lupins. But Lupin red would go through the wall of fire and shoot the dragon, and it hit him, making him retreat. Damn, said the dragon angrily, but some swords appeared under the dragon, making it remain motionless. We have you, said Lupin blue. In his hands he held a sword with a hook under the handle. He and Lupin yellow would use the hooks to hold the dragon, leaving it exposed in front of Lupin red. Lupin would use his piece to free the piece from the Lupin Collection. 215. The dragon's chest opened, revealing a large lighter, and he would grab it without hesitation. And this is another piece from the Lupin Collection, said Lupin red. Suddenly energy shots appeared, hitting the dragon. Don't move, said Haru along with Tsuna and Hana. The group would shoot at the thieves, but they would get away. Damn you, that explains why we didn't track you. You took the tower piece to betray the underworld, Haru said angrily. Kitatsu change. 1 go. 2 go. 3 go. Patrangers. Patrangers change. Patron 1 go. Patron 2 go. Patron 3 go. Kisatsu Sanai Patranger. By orders of the Underworld Council and the Mao Lucifer, we will finish them off, said Patron 1 to attack the dragon. Oh wow, said Lupin red to leave the place, and the other Lupins would do so. Hey, don't run away, thieves, said Patron 1 to the thieves. We already have what we were looking for. Good luck with the dragon, said Lupin Red, mocking Patron 1. Goodbye, said Lupin Red to leave, and the two thieves would do the same. Should we chase them? Said Patron 2. No, said Patron 1, surprising the two. Our priority is to finish off the newly renegade demon, said Patron 1, looking at the Bale Tower. They won't put up with me, said the dragon, attacking the patrons. The dragon would attack with its claws, but they would be blocked by Patron 1, and he would shoot it all over its body. Patron 3 would shoot it in the face, and Patron 2 would shoot it in the abdomen. The furious dragon launched a powerful flare, but divide, divide, divide. Albion's voice would sound and the flame would diminish. The dragon was surprised. A ray of electricity along with a pillar of fire would hit him. The one responsible for the ray was Patron 3, and the one responsible for the fire was Patron 2. The Patron would beat him with all their might and then shoot him. They're doing a good job, said Lupin Red, watching the fight. Blue, is my decision to let you fight the rogue demon okay? Lupin Red said to Lupin Blue, remembering my reason for joining. If that's okay, our priority is to recover the pieces from Lupin's collection, said Lupin Blue. Okay, said Lupin Red. With the Patrangers. The dragon would be breathing heavily while on his knees. It's time to finish him off, said Patron 1 seriously. Haru, it's time to use this, said Patron 2, and in his hands he had a box. He opened it to reveal a figure. What? A piece from the collection? Patron 1 would grab the figure to introduce it into the VS charger. Good striker. Prepare yourselves. Ready to attack, an unknown voice sounded. Hey, said Patron 2, seeing that his body was being surrounded by a green light. What? Said Patron 3 when he saw himself surrounded by a pink light. 1, 2, 3. For the common good. A red light surrounded Patron 1. Patron 2 disappeared out of nowhere, as did Patron 3. The last time they were seen was when they were getting into Patron 1's body. When the light stopped surrounding Patron 1, you could see the pattern with two different colors. The left side was green and the right side was pink. Union Patron! They merged, said the Lupins, surprised. Now, said Patron 1 seriously, a wave of red, green, and pink energy would come together, revealing a sphere of energy. One-shot strike. One-shot strike. Patron 1 shot the dragon with an energy sphere, causing a large blast and shockwave. A-G-G-G-G-G-H-H. The dragon screamed in pain and then exploded. Our work is done, said Patron Union. Suddenly the father would look at his body. What is this? But the voice of Haru, Suna, and Hana surprised. What happened to my body? Haru's voice said, upset, and he crossed his arms and hit himself. Don't touch me, pervert, said Hana's voice, annoyed, and the father would smell. Something smells sweaty, said Suna's voice. Hey Suna, what did you just say? Haru said, complaining. Meanwhile, the Lupirangers would watch while laughing. Ha ha ha, what is this? It's funny, said Lupin Red to the patron. Suddenly a portal would open, revealing a red-haired girl. Another enemy? Said Lupin Blue, looking at the girl. Now, my dear little treasure, said the girl happily, and in her hands she had a small golden pistol. Make the new member feel good, said the girl to fire the gun, letting out a green energy. The green energy would make contact with the remains of the dragon tree, and they would suddenly begin to grow. I don't understand how, but I'm alive, said the dragon, growing to the height of a building. What? The patron said, surprised, as well as the Lupins. Your lucky Rizavim-sama gave you another chance, the girl said as she left the place. How did he do that? Said Lupin Red, surprised. Well, we have no other choice, said Lupin Blue as he prepared his plane. Configure. List. Take off. Lupin Yellow would do the same as Lupin Red. RRR Red. Blue. Yellow. The Lupins shot the dragon, and it breathed fire. The Patrangers would just watch, and out of nowhere the Versus Charger with the Good Striker would start to move. What's wrong? Said Haru. I can't hold back anymore. Transforming, said Good Striker's voice, flying to where the fight was. Hey, said Good Striker. Lupin Red would look to the left. Weren't you with the Patrangers? Said Lupin Red. I'm a free agent right now, and since I'm feeling so good, I'll give you a hand, said Good Striker. Okay, said Lupin Red as he opened the hatch of his plane and grabbed Good Striker. Let's try, said Lupin Red to introduce Good Striker. Good Striker. Ready. Take off. GG Good. Lupin Red shot Good Striker, and he would start to grow. Let's steal the win, said Good Striker, and the lock would move. Time for a Kaitu combination, said Good Striker. Good Striker began to open almost halfway. The planes began to move combined with Good Striker and make them look like arms. The red fighter plane would be above Good Striker. Inside were the Lupirangers climbing up until they stopped in a kind of room. The panel appeared in front of them. Outside a head was seen. Lupin Kaiser. What dash? Said Patron 1 surprised. A light surrounded the Patron and out of nowhere the two Patron appeared. We're back to normal, said Patron 1 calmly. Meanwhile. What the hell is going on? Searches said, surprised to see the mecha. Wow, how huge, Rias said upon seeing the mecha. Amazing, a giant robot, said Gasper excitedly. The others were surprised to see the mecha. Wow, I didn't expect my tower to betray me at all. At least that mecha would finish it off quickly, said Serorg looking at the mecha. Wait, that's a real mecha. Sikvaria Agar said excitedly upon seeing the mecha, leaving those present with a drop. Wow, that's impressive, said Lupin Red, letting out a little of his mecha fan side. Oopsie, out of nowhere came a kind of puppet. He had a pointed chin, he had bat wings, a green gem on his forehead and a big hat on his head. What is that thing? Said Lupin Yellow. I'm Good Striker. I'm part of the collection and my job is to make the other pieces stronger, said Good Striker. Very well, Good Striker, now show us what you're capable of, said Lupin Red. The mecha would start to move and activate some thrusters behind it. The mecha shot the dragon with a minigun and began to hit the thief. The two would begin to fight, but the mecha jumped over the dragon to get away and begin to fly. The dragon also began to fly, but he would shoot it with the minigun. The dragon would fall and the Lupin mecha terrified. Come on, give that guy who stabbed me in the back a good beating, Serorg said, encouraging the Lupirangers. I really envy the one who's igniting that fuse, if only they knew, Sikvaria said excitedly. With the Lupirangers. Shoot! 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 Said Good Striker as they shot at the dragon. The enraged dragon threw large flames, but the mecha went through the wall of fire. The mecha would use its left arm to release a circular saw and hit the dragon, screaming in pain. The mecha now began to stand on a building. Let's finish him off, said Lupin Red, taking out his VS charger, and the two would do the same. Blue energy would begin to appear and gather in the center of the mecha, forming a gigantic VS charger. The Lupins began to fire. Shots would start to appear, hitting the dragon directly. It was rapid fire, said Good Striker excitedly. Aawa, the Lupirangers shouted, shooting at the dragon. Good Striker, rapid fire, hail of shots. This isn't possible, said the dragon as it began to explode into pieces. Stop it forever, goodbye, said the three Lupins. I feel fantastic, Good Striker shouted excitedly. The Lupiranger mecha would begin to fly. Those thieves defeated the enemy, said Patron 2. Let's leave it like that, said Patron 1. After all, it's one less enemy, said Patron 1 to the two patrons. With the Lupirangers. Another piece of the recovered Lupin Collection, said Issei, placing Good Striker and the dragon piece on the table. Man, I can't believe we could get another piece without any effort, said Issei as Good Striker flew. Hey, Good Striker sounds really long, doesn't it? Asia said. How about Goody? Said Asia, naming the name of the piece. Well, if you insist, said Good Striker, now called Goody. Well, I'll go upstairs, said Issei to go upstairs. Hey, aren't you going home? Kiba said. I'm sorry, but I have to keep the deal I made with Kuroka-chan and Kateria-chan, said Issei as he went upstairs. Wait, what did that mean? she said. Asia was confused. I think I know what you mean, said Kiba. I understand what Issei said. Isei's son. The brown-haired boy was climbing the stairs until he reached a room. There were Kuroka and Kateria. So you're keeping the deal, Naya? Kuroka said with a hexy touch to Issei. I'll make you scream with pleasure, Issei, said Kateria. Well, I'm going to show you how much of a man I am, Issei said, taking off his jacket and addressing the group of girls. From the night you could hear moans, obscene sounds. The bed began to stain with white and red spots. The next morning, Issei could be seen getting up and putting on his clothes. Behind him were the two naked girls covering themselves with a sheet. I did it again with Kuroka, but this time it was a threesome with the original descendant of Leviathan, said Issei, remembering the night of passion with the two girls. I'd better get ready and open the restaurant, Issei said as he went down. Issei would open the door and Kiba and Asia would come out. Did you enjoy the night? Kiba said, mocking Issei. Oh, come on, Kiba, I had to do something to pay for the information, said Issei, and outside 3 people appeared. I warned you to call them, Asia said to Issei. I had no choice, Issei said, stretching out his arms. Suddenly, the door opened. Welcome, but Issei couldn't finish because he saw 3 people he knew. Eren, Haru, Tsuna, and Hana. Asia would hide Goody in a pot. Chapter 3, Pat Kaiser. Do they know? Issei thought as he saw the Patrangers in front of him. Haru had a serious face, stood up putting the Lupins on alert, and said the following words. Table for 3 please, Haru said to the Lupins, and they just relaxed. Oh, go ahead, take a seat, Issei said to attend to his brothers. I never thought they would come to the restaurant, Issei said. We just wanted to see how you're doing at work, and it seems you're doing very well, said Haru, looking at Issei. I know, said Issei. Ugh, I thought you knew, Asia said calmly, but she saw that the pot had opened. Hey Goody, where are you? Asia said, looking everywhere. Here's the lunch menu, Kiba said, passing out menus to the Patrangers. Oh, what does Kiba-kun's cooking taste like? Hana said excitedly. I meant French food, Tsuna said to his sister. Kiba was behind Haru, and then tried to pull out a sword, but Issei would stop him. No, Issei said seriously to Kiba, and he just went to the kitchen. What's wrong with you today, Kiba? Issei said seriously. Suddenly a magic circle appeared on his ear. What? Really? Okay, Haru said. Hana, Tsuna, let's go, said Haru to leave. Sorry if we didn't order, Hana said as she left. We'll come back another day, Tsuna said as he left. Don't come back, Issei said to the Patrangers, and Asia just stuck out her tongue in mockery. Hey Kiba, are you crazy or what? Issei said to his fellow thief. Yes, Kiba-san, if you did that they would discover us, Asia said worriedly. Well, let's stop the nonsense because we have work, said Issei, showing the letter. In the underworld, several guards could be seen running to Lilith Square. Catch him! Don't let him escape! The attempt to kill the heiress Citri. These were the comments of the guards when chasing a white-haired man. But how weak, really, said the boy, and then some swords appeared in his hands, and he would throw them at the guards, killing them instantly. The demons now are too weak, as Rise of them-sama said the boy, but suddenly he dodged an energy shot. You'll pay for disturbing the peace, servant of the Chaos Brigade, Haru said to the demon, and then the 3 of them took out their VS chargers. Kitatsu change! 1 go. 2 go. 3 go. Patrise. Patrise change. Patron 1 go. Patron 2 go. Patron 3 go. Kisatsu Sanai Patranger. By orders of the Mao Lucifer and the Demonic Council, we will stop you by force, said Haru, transformed to shoot the boy, who dodged very easily. The boy threw swords to throw them at the Patrangers, but they with their weapons destroyed the swords. Mysterious treasures left behind by the phantom thief Arsène Lupin, known as the Lupin Collection. They have been robbed by demons, the thieves who fight to recover what they lost. The police fighting to maintain the peace of the supernatural world. Which side are you on? Instrumental. Lights could be seen turning on, showing the faces of the Patrangers one by one, then showing the Lupirangers one by one. In the middle of the mountain. I'm going to fight with the sword. Issei is seen on a bridge looking at everything with a smile and moving to one of the brown-haired man in his thief outfit, and Issei, and behind him was written the word Lupin in red. Kiba is seen leaving a plate on the restaurant bar and then moving to a scene of him in his thief outfit pointing with his VS, and behind him was written the word Lupin in blue. Asia is seen serving customers and then resting. Out of nowhere the customers raise their hands, surprising Asia. Asia is seen in her thief outfit. Behind her was written the word Lupin in yellow. The scene of the Lupins in the restaurant making funny gestures changes. This Shotai sure to Kiria, catch me if you can. Search Sagashadajaru. Haru is seen breaking a period that talked about the Lupirangers, then going to a scene of Haru pointing with his VS charger was written the word pattern in red. Suna is seen walking in the halls of the Kwa Academy, and then falling on a girl and she would hit him. Then going to a scene of Tsuna pointing with his VS charger behind was written the word pattern in green. Hana is seen in her face putting on a mouth cover and sunglasses and a black coat and going to a kind of store with anime figures, video games, etc. Hana is seen with her VS charger and behind her was written the word pattern in green. The scene changes showing the Patrangers with the Gremory clan and then making funny gestures. Destiny. The Lupirangers are seen standing on a building at night, and suddenly the Patrangers appear pointing at the Lupirangers. The scene changes showing the Lupirangers and Patrangers vehicles and then cuts to one of Goody making gestures. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. The Lupirangers are seen in a white room and in front of them was a kind of sphere enclosed in a glass box. Asia would open the box and Issei grabbed it while smiling. Fiku's life is filled with regrets. Out of nowhere an alarm sounded and demons from the Chaos Brigade appeared surrounding the thieves. Hikari Hinatsu's Mangai Fushutsu Korakusho. Out of nowhere a shot appeared knocking down a demon. Everyone looked to see that the Gremory clan and the Patrangers were there. Issei prepared his VS charger and Haru would do the same. Hold up, Lupin! Run if you can! Lupin, I'm going to chase you up wherever you are. Chase you up. This world is full of danger. Issei is seen throwing a card to transform into Lupin Red. Lupin would throw the sphere and then Lupin Yellow would catch it, but Patron Nigo and Zenovia appeared making him drop the sphere, but Lupin Blue would catch it, but Patron Sango. Kaneko and Rossweiss would arrive trying to stop him from grabbing it, but he would throw it making Patron Ichigo reach him, but Lupin Red would catch him, but he would be surrounded by Akino, Rias and Patron Ichigo, but he would aim his VS charger and all the demons and rangers stopped. When you think about it, you think about DIY, are you? Kogure is seen in the restaurant and then opens the book, letting out several pages of the book. From the pages came out an image of Issei crying and screaming, of Kiba crying, of Asia on her knees with an empty look. Rise of him and the red-haired girl and a mysterious boy are seen in a room, and then he smiles in a devilish way and behind him was a man who emanated a red and black aura. Hold up, Lupin! Run if you can! Lupin, the semester. Sayonara wa wanai. The Lupirangers' planes are seen flying through the underworld, then the Patrangers' vehicles are shown on the streets of the underworld, then it goes to a scene of the Lupirangers' mecha flying, then it changes to the Patrangers' mecha. Chase you up, Yatsura and Ayadu. A blue-haired girl is seen walking through a cold city and then smiles. Nigasanai wa Patranger. Azayaka and I Lupinranger. The Lupirangers are seen walking in front of the Patrangers. Issei and Haru would cross. When he crossed Haru, his clothes changed to his thief outfit. A VS charger is seen falling and then a scene showing all the rangers. At the end it would show Issei shooting at the camera, breaking it. It's showdown! The Lupirangers and Patrangers are seen in Lilith City. Ah, take this, said Haru to shoot at the demon, but the demon dodged them without any problem and then threw swords that dodged. That demon is very good, said Issei watching the Patrangers fight. He calls himself Alexander. He's a demon who creates swords thanks to his treasure from the Lupin Collection, said Kiba seriously watching the fight. We're lucky he only knows how to use swords. If he creates other weapons, we'll be in trouble. said Asia, watching the fight. But suddenly Kiba would go to where the fight was. Hey damn, we have no other choice, said Issei to go with Asia. The Lupins would go to where the fight was and Kiba attacked the demon without hesitation. More trouble? Oh my, they are the thieves from the underworld. I knew something like this would happen, said the demon, throwing swords at the Lupirangers. Lupirangers, Haru said, surprised. We can't allow them to ruin the safe with the treasure inside, said Issei, attacking the demon. You thieves won't escape this time, said Hana, attacking Asia. Meanwhile, Lupin Blue attacked the demon, but Suna attacked Kiba. You're just annoying, said Kiba to shoot Suna, who stepped back. So how about this? Suna said to summon fireballs. The spell I've been practicing all morning, said Suna as he threw fireballs at Kiba. But the blonde dodged the fireballs without any problems, but they hit someone else. Aha, what the hell was the idiot who attacked from behind? Haru shouted, feeling a burn on his back. I think the same, said Hana, feeling burns on her back. Sorry guys, said Suna sadly. What an idiot, said Kiba. You don't change, do you, Suna? Issei said to his little brother. As always, you're not careful, said Asia. Well now, said Issei, looking at the demon. Let's see if you can dodge this, said the demon to summon some swords and throw them into the sky to then fall. Dodge the swords, Issei said to the thieves, and they nodded. The Lupirangers dodged each of the demon's swords without any problem, but there were some that didn't. We did it, Issei said happily. Exactly, Asia said happily. That's right, said Kiba. Damn, I should have been careful, Haru said on the ground, and the swords pierced his clothes. Damn, I can't get out, said Suna, trying to free himself. Now that, said Hana, being in the same conditions. Well, they really have problems now. He couldn't finish because the devil was already in trouble. Oh, he escaped, well, it's time to go, said Issei to use a small fact and go to a building. Let's go, said Kiba, and Asia did the same. Esperin! Grito Haru tries to free himself, but to no avail. Help! Haru shouted to the heavens of the underworld. Con los Lupirangers. The phantom thieves were gathered in an alley. Issei would talk to Kiba. Tell me, Blue, why you attacked without any plan, Issei said seriously to his partner. It's none of your business, Kiba said seriously. Oh, come on, we're a team, Asia said. Just leave me alone, I'll capture the piece of the collection, said Kiba as she left the place. Asia would follow him, but Issei would stop him. Leave it, for now let's look for that demon, said Issei, and Asia nodded. In the occult club. Could you explain to me why you caused that madness? Haru shouted angrily at his partner Tsuna. Well, I said Tsuna nervously. Because of your new technique the demon escaped and you hurt us. What would happen if there were innocent people around? Haru said angrily to his brother and companion. I was just testing out my new... Shut up, just shut up, I'll call you until further notice, Haru said as he left. I think I'll go with him, said Hana to go with Haru. Tsuna now felt disappointed in himself for being a big problem for his two brothers. I must really be useless, said Tsuna. Don't say that, Tsuna, Ria said to her peerage member. But President, I never say you're useless, Akino said seriously. I know you can be a little useless, distracted, pretending to be scary, but that doesn't make you useless, Ria said, smiling at her pawn. I'll tell you a tip that will help you a lot, Ria said, smiling. Elsewhere. The Chaos Brigade demon was standing on a building, looking closely at the city. What he didn't realize was that Kiba was watching him. Flashback. Kiba could be seen with Tsubaki in a kitchen preparing something. You know, add a little more vegetables, Kiba said to his partner. Whatever the chef says, Tsubaki said in a funny tone. Then they both sat at the table eating quietly. It's really delicious, said Tsubaki. Just remove the condiments that I don't need, said Kiba, eating. Well, that's true, but I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes, something useless can become useful at a good time, Tsubaki said to Kiba, and he smiled. I'll take that as advice, Kiba said, smiling. Change of scene. Kiba could be seen at the academy, and he was talking on the phone. Hey Tsubaki, I already have everything for tomorrow night, said Kiba. Oh, how nice, wait, it's AHGGHH. The girl shouted, alarming her partner. Tsubaki, are you okay? Kiba said worriedly as he left the academy. End of the flashback. Kiba took off his mask to say the following. I will recover the collection, no matter what it costs, said Kiba. He tried to put on his mask, but he would be stopped by Issei. You know you can't do it alone if you go there, Issei said. It doesn't matter. If I die, you guys can get the collection back without me, Kiba said seriously. You realize that you could put us at a disadvantage. If you do that, our dreams won't come true, Issei said to his friend. So what can we do? If we do something, we might not be able to recover the collection, Kiba said seriously. The police and the Gremory clan won't come for the demon, they'll come for us. So we'll use them to our advantage, Issei said, smiling as he took out his phone. The Occult Club. Yes, hello Oni-sama? Said Rias, answering the call. Gremory clan, one of the guards reported seeing the demon of the Chaos Brigade in Lilith Plaza. Go there right now, said the voice of Searches, who turned out to be Issei, who made the call. Understood, let's go guys, said all the members of the Gremory clan and nodded. In Lilith Square. The demon could be seen in one of the buildings in the square, when suddenly a magical attack caused it to react. Stop right there, demon, said Haru, pointing with his VS charger. They're back with reinforcements, said the demon, looking at the members of the Gremory clan. In the name of the Gremory clan and the Mao Lucifer, you are under arrest, Rias said in an authoritative tone. Kitsatsu change. Kitsatsu change. Patranger. In that case, said the demon and then smiled. Goodbye, said the demon with a smile. Suddenly, swords appeared from above and stuck into the clothes of those present. What? They all said in surprise. Not again? I fell into the trap again. Damn rat. The demon was leaving the Gremory clan. Ha, but what idiots they are, said the walking demon. Great, I knew it would work, said the voice of a certain blonde thief. What? Said the confused demon. Just like you said, Asia said to Issei. Wait, are you telling me they were the bait? The demon said in surprise. That's right, Issei said without a doubt. See, I told you it would work, Issei said, smiling. He remembered what Tsubaki told him, and he just smiled. You were right, now we have to recover the piece of the collection, said Kiba, looking at the demon. Kaido change. Red. Blue. Yellow. 261. Chewing gum. Kaido change. Lupin Ranger. Lupin Red. Lupin Blue. Lupin Yellow. Kaitu Sentai Lupin Ranger. This is a warning, we're going to take your treasure, Issei said to the demon. That's what you think, he said, and then several soldiers from the Chaos Brigade appeared. Go ahead, guys, said Issei. The Lupins did a somersault, dodging and avoiding each magical attack from the demons. Asia shot at two demons and then dodged and used one of the demons as a shield, covering herself from the attacks and shooting at the demons. Kiba did a somersault from above, dodging the magical attacks and turning around several times to shoot at the demons, dodging and attacking at the same time. Issei was dodging every magic attack and then shooting at the demons while dodging. TSK, you damn busybodies, said the demon angrily, then created spears and threw them at the Lupins. The Lupins realized that. Asia used a guard as a shield, Issei shot deflecting the spears, and Kiba summoned a sword deflecting the swords and then gathered them together and threw them at the demons, and then threw the sword he had at the demon. Hey, careful, said the demon, dodging Kiba's sword. Lonker didn't realize that Issei was behind him. I've got you, said Issei, grabbing the demon by the sword. Kiba with his vehicle charger approached the demon. 636. The demon's chest opened, revealing a small junkie, and Kiba took it. Your piece of the collection is ours, said Kiba, holding the piece in his hands. In the building. The members of the Gremory clan tried to free themselves, but it was useless. Use your spirit! I shout, Haru trying to break free. What are these swords made of? Ria said. It doesn't work, said Tsuna. Don't give up, you just have to do your best, Haru said to Tsuna. The best of me, said Tsuna, remembering what Ria said. Flashback. You just have to give your best. My best? Said Tsuna, confused. Exactly, you just have to strive to be a better person, Ria said seriously. End of the flashback. The best of me, said Tsuna, seeing that his weapon was pointing at the sword where Haru's hand was stuck. I will, he said as he shot the sword, destroying the tip, freeing Haru's hand and removing the other swords. Looks like you did it, said Haru, releasing Tsuna. I'll try even harder, said Tsuna. Okay, now let's free the others and go after that bastard, said Haru, and the two of them freed the others. With the Lupins. The demon was retreating from the attacks of the thieves. Good time to finish this, said Issei to get his hands on Goody. Hey, you don't mean, Asia said nervously, remembering the parent union. No, I'm not fusing with anyone, I'm leaving. Asia said to leave, another would be stopped by Issei. Oh, come on, besides it looks fun, don't you think? Issei said to Kiba. I don't care, let's just finish him off, said Kiba. Issei introduced Syria, Good Striker, and Law vs. Charger. Good Striker. 3, 2, 1, action. Suddenly Issei's body lit up in a deep red, and out of nowhere 2 red Lupins appeared, one on each side. A laugh was even heard when he finished. WHAAT? Said the 3 red Lupins. What happened? Instead of merging, they tripled, Asia said, looking at the 3 red Lupins. I couldn't even explain it, Goody said. Well, since there's more of me, let's finish it, said the red Lupins, looking at the demon. Everyone with their weapons pointed at the demon, carrying large amounts of power. Seizing strike. 3 fired, 2 hit hard, releasing a huge amount of energy, destroying the demon immediately. Wow, you're really powerful, Asia said to Goody. We should ask Kogyo-san, said the 3 Isseis. Ugh, wait, did you say Kogyo-san? Goody said nervously. Any problem? Said Kiba. Suddenly Goody got out of Issei's vs. Charger, and the clones disappeared. Hey, where are you going? Said Asia. Suddenly the Gremory clan arrives. Stop, he couldn't finish because Goody hit Haru and he caught him. Good Striker? Said Haru, looking at Good Striker. From the buildings came out a certain girl hated by everyone. My dear little treasure, make Cam feel better, he said as he fired an energy sphere at the remains of the demon called Cam. The remains of Cam began to form, revealing a giant Cam. Now I'm as good as new, said the demon. That action surprised everyone present. President, kids, find a safe place, we'll take care of the demon, he said then. On your marks. Ready. Keep it up. Roar and roar. 100 shots. 100 hits. Shooting and blasting. Let's try it, said Haru to insert Goody into the VS Charger. On your marks. Ready. Keep it up. Haru shot Goody and then he grew into a car. Shot to win. Time for a Kisatsu combination. Let us seek justice. Goody separated and then the Patrangers' cars were in their battle forms. Patron 3 would be on the right arm, Patron 2 on the left, and Patron 1 would be the head, forming a different mecha than before. Ready, Pat Kaiser, said the Patrangers. The Lupins saw the mecha as if nothing had happened. As I imagined, it can also be combined with the police, said Issei, looking at the Patrangers' mecha. Police? Asia said, confused by what Issei said. Do you think that will defeat me? Said Cam to throw magic spheres that were easily dodged. The mecha somersaulted to hit him with a club. The mecha's right arm began to fire bullets at the demon, which received a complete. This is for causing trouble, said Sina seriously. Take this, said Hannah, and the club extended with a thrust. It's time to finish him off, said Haru and took out their VS chargers. Pat Kaiser. Bullet strike. Suddenly the mecha's weapons began to light up and it fired an energy sphere hitting the demon Cam. I really was defeated, Cam shouted, exploding into 1,000 pieces. Mission accomplished. Now it's time to. Tada, Goody came out but she had a police hat instead of the big hat. That scared the Patrangers. You guys have intense battles too, Goody told the Patrangers. Who are you? Said Haru looking at Goody. See you, said Good Striker. Out of nowhere the mecha began to shake and disassembled, dropping the group. Wait, Haru said, watching Goody fly away. 3 hours later. The Lupirangers could be seen in the restaurant, and Kogyo was sitting at one of the tables with his book open. In the end, he never came back, Issei said. So, Goody isn't on our side? Asia said to the butler. He's always been a piece of the collection with an uncontrolled temper. Good Striker might even be the reason why the demons have their hands on pieces of the collection, Kogyo said, closing the book. That's true, they had a big part of the collection, Kiba said seriously. Suddenly the doors of the restaurant opened, revealing the Patrangers. Issei and Asia stood behind Kogyo so they wouldn't see him. Welcome back, Issei said to the Patrangers. Sorry if we left without ordering, Hana said apologetically. Don't worry, said Issei and then looked at Kiba, who went to the kitchen. Asia calmed down and then saw that Kogyo was not there. Hey Kogyo-san, said Asia, seeing that she wasn't there. Hey Asia, said Suna, getting the blonde's attention. Yes, Suna-san, said Asia nervously. Suna saw Asia in her maid outfit, making him blush. You're so cute, said Suna, smiling. Hey Suna, leave her alone, said Haru, accidentally pushing Asia. Oh sorry, said Haru apologetically. Now that I think about it, they all have servant outfits, said Hana, looking at Issei and Kiba. What are you going to do? Said Issei, helping Kiba. How about we put laxatives in their food, while they're in the bathroom we take their VS chargers, Kiba said with an otherworldly tone and a sadistic smile. Issei was surprised to hear that. You're not going to do it? Issei said to his partner. No, for now, said Kiba, cooked. Please don't do it, Issei said seriously.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.